Hello, beloveds. I am Jennifer Asher Ra, your highest codes, and coming to you today in this incredible time that we're in the Sirius Stargate, this cresting as we're going towards Lionsgate. And anytime you watch this or connect with this, it's all relevant. It's all the new energies coming in. And a lot's been happening. The beginning of this year was really rocky. A lot of the darker energies had literally made, especially on the 222 portal in February 22nd was a huge day when it was pre-planned to come and literally go through the collective, creating incredible disturbance, incredible attacking, incredible people that have woundings and are unbalanced is an easy target for the dark to come in. And then they would, I don't know if you saw this in your own life, it would expand and they would go even more volatile, to Facebook, shaming of people, just rampant, public, just incredibly difficult things. And where it's like, whoa, what happened? Well, there's uh, energies out there that don't want us to move into the next phase of our quantum consciousness and of the next level. And so I wanted to come on today and to share. I'm coming to you from Lemuria on the big island of Hawaii, and where we're going to be gridding these new physical codes and the new physical structure of the new golden world on Lionsgate, which is the 8-8 portal. And the 8 is the beautiful infinity number, and it's the numerology of abundance and creation and wealth and luck. And this is the double portal. Whenever there's a double number, it creates a veil of numerology, and gematria is the language of the universe, which is numbers, and numbers is that universal communication. And so we're getting together on this 8-8 portal to bring in what I've been shown. I have flown 5,000 miles to now be on this island because of what I was shown is the next step. I've been on a 7-year journey of traveling the world to sacred sites, from Bali, Indonesia, to Egypt, to Turkey, to Cyprus, to Crete, to Greece, to Northern California, to Peru and Machu Picchu and Pisac and Cusco. And there's so many places in between where we've created community. And I've gone on, always for me, and what I'm guided is on numerology dates. I don't know about you, but those are dates that they always have asked for. And so I go to these sacred sites and connect, and we open new energies. And a lot of it could be energies that I've left for myself in previous incarnations, and then you come back. And if you're called somewhere, that's your soul calling you. And so as I go and I'm called, I go. I don't travel through my own creation of like, oh, I want to go here. It's that call, that devotion. And so that's why I'm here on the big island. And what I'm seeing is it's going to be, portals had moved from another island in the Hawaiian Islands to now this island because they were interfered with. And so now they've moved here, and we're opening the new golden structures for the new golden world. And so as we move from the Sirius Stargate that opened a few weeks ago, we had Galactic New Year, we had Day at a Time, then we had Galactic New Year on July 26th. Now we are moving into the cresting of the Sirius Stargate. And I've noticed even in people around me with ungroundedness and some uncenteredness and in some, and, get you kind of off your center. And so you really have to, we just gathered with our community at Light Temple Thursdays. We gather the first Thursdays every month. It's a free online circle, and the light workers and the priests and priestesses of this new age that are the co-creators of this, that we're all masters. And I believe that you have gifts and talents and masteries that nobody else has. And we create that facet to the wholeness of this diamond, and that we create the new golden world only by coming together. And so as we gathered this morning, we had some distractions and some disturbances, and that's never happened before. And so we had to create our seal, our container, and really look at that. And it was like, wow, that's interesting. It's really how I've been seeing a little bit of that already this last couple of weeks. I don't know if you've been seeing that, but that know that you're not alone, and that to being together in community is more important than ever. And to know that these lights, these energies that came in and created a huge disturbance in February. And then the light finally found that technology, because what it was doing was a technology that was offering people things, and the lower frequencies, when they promise you things and it's grandiose and it's fame and fortune and oh wow and wealth, and it's like bigger than anything, they're hitting a wound that's within you, and it's answering it so perfectly that you're just like, oh yes. So if there's any insecurities, or let's say you have low self-esteem, they're like, oh, people are going to seek you out and you're going to be famous and you're going to be so loved globally, and like it's just like promises, like really grandiose promises. And you know it's not from the light, because when the light offers you something, let's say there's a book in you, or a painting, or a new course, or something that you offer, normally when it comes in, it comes from within. So it's not coming from outside. But if there is some help with your guides, your angels, or with source, it'll be like, oh, it'll help the world, or oh, you will be fulfilling your soul's desire. And it's like, oh, that feels good. That's more of a from the light. And so just so you know the difference, when because what they're doing is that there was a technology, and it looks like there's a being coming to you and offering you these grandiose things. And there's been people in my life that have taken these offers, and they change immediately. They get really that's mine, and why are you doing that? And very proprietary, and they change their tone in writing to you, and they get really more off-centered. And they're like, who are you? Like, you were this person, and then now you're this person, because the dark, or the lower, or the dark, or the energies of the lower frequencies, it's never within you. So there's a more of an insecurity, because you got it from outside of you. And that's a huge showing. And so we had a little disturbance this morning, and it's in the field right now. And so we held a really tight container. We had to lock the group, and we had a really tight container, and we opened our hearts, and we came together, and we opened that beautiful light. And then we continued our gathering, and it really, we talked about it, and we shared about it. And it's because if it's happening, if I'm seeing it happening in my life, it's happening possibly in your life. And so this is a really important time, these next 4 days and beyond, for us to really come together as the co-creators of the new earth. This is why I have come here on this planet again. This is why I have traveled for 7 years, and I've come 1,000 years to now open the new physical structures within this new golden earth that we will be activating together on the 8-8 portal. And yeah, and oh, Sita Singh, thank you for the video. I felt sad I missed today for the miracle. I see you in the preparation of Lionsgate. Just got angel number 111 to go. Yeah. This is a call. Lionsgate this year is like no other, because this year, 2022, and if you're seeing this another year, it all is relevant. It's forever. And so 2022 is a 6, adds up in numerology. That's a birthing. And I thought this year was going to be like all light and flowers, and like birthing golden energy. And man, has it been, where we were going like this, and then on 222 portal was a nuclear explosion and exploded. And just look back on your life, end of February, what happened. I feel it's like AD and BC, like literally was a marker in my life and our community. And then I feel we had to go down into Hades, like all the masters, Yeshua, Buddha, Persephone, Mary Magdalene. You have to go down and face what you don't want to face, and face that darkness, or face those patterns that no longer serve you, or old karmic ways, to then now, and you face them, and they don't kill you. You face it. And as the master's path, it's part of it. It's part of facing that, so you can help others and you can lead others, because you faced the hardest within yourself. And then we turn, and then we go straight up. So the normal Piscean way of spiritual growth is kind of like that. But that's not going to get us where we need to be. And so we had to go down and face it, because we hadn't released everything. And so we have to release the wounds, because that's how the other side gets in. They get in through the wounds. and they get in through answering that. And so what happened after, about a month after February, so in March, it was really rocky. And I mean, my life, things were coming at me. It was really difficult. People were shifting and changing, and there was attack energy. And then, and about a month later, I felt the shift one night. I was like, what's going on? And literally the light had finally, they went into battle. And there was a battle of light and dark. And those technologies that are reaching people and activating people to go kind of berserk and crazy, especially against someone in the light, they're guided and they are given directions and instructions to go after certain folks. And that technology, which is kind of like a big planet, kind of like Star Wars, sort of like this big, huge technology that could run links. So you would answer this promise they'd give you, and then you'd say yes, and then you get a link to the next thing. And if it was a no, you get a link there. And it was this whole incredible technology that the dark side, they're, they have a lot of talent over there. They know a lot of power. There is powers, but they are powers that aren't of that heart space, of that pure source. And so these powers don't hold much. And so you can easily move through it and remove from it. So the battle and the light did win. And then those technologies, they had a way, they finally figured out, they had a being that finally told them kind of how it was in his field. And he had actually left the dark side to try to come back into the light. And he had that in his field, the instructions how to get through to that technology, and it was destroyed. And they were actually starting a new one, and that was destroyed as well. So that changed, and a lot of the people then lost their power that were doing this attack energy. So that happened in March, and then that cleared a lot for us. And now there's just a little bit of an upsurge. They don't have much. There's not much power. There's not like a disturbance in a community group, and then we could close the group, and that was handled. So that we can kind of master, like that's okay. So that's kind of what's happening now. Is there is a little bit of a rise right now. And I just want you to see that, to hold that, to join with your community, to get into that frequency so that you can not be alone. And that if anything is coming up, is that it's going to pass, and that a distraction is or an interference is just to look at it and go, oh, okay, and just let it go, move through, and maybe not let it sit and think about it and overthink about it and get caught up in it, and really know that could be happening. And as a Sirius Stargate is opening, and so the Sirius Stargate was always revered in the ancient times. So that's what we're in right now. So I kind of wanted to give you that backstory of what's been happening. And so as we've moved through, it's gotten a lot calmer. And then there's been a little bit of an uptick in this last, I'd say 7, 8, 9, 10 days, 2 weeks, a little bit. And it's going to maybe build. So this next 4 days, if you're seeing this now, this next 4 days, I really invite you to really hold the light, to be with your community. A really great way to know if someone's really good for you, a friend or community, is how do you feel when you leave that event or you leave that connection? Do you feel like, oh, like they were kind of judging me or trying to fix me, or I like you're doubting yourself a little? That's probably not a good connection for you. But if you leave and you feel like, I feel, I'm honored. I feel at wholeness with myself. I feel empowered. I feel like, let's go do it. And even inspired and motivated. That's a community and a person that you want to have in your life. Really having centered people that have done the inner work, not just talk about it. And so with the Sirius Stargate is when the Sirius sun, the star, the big star of Sirius, the blue star, aligns with our sun in the Orion, and then and Orion, and with the Giza pyramid of Egypt. And so this are in the sign of Leo. That's why it's called Lionsgate. We're in the Leo season right now. And so as this aligns, it opens, it thins the veil for new energies to stream into Earth. And the 8-8 portal is always next year's energies are coming in. So Galactic New Year, 12 days ago, or about 10 days ago, opened the new energies of the new year, because the galactic calendar starts on July 26th. It's not the Gregorian calendar of December to January. And so with that is now the new galactic year started, and now the energy's opened, and then on Lionsgate they come in. And so every year Lionsgate is incredibly important. And this year, as I mentioned before, it's like you've never experienced, because this year is a 6 year. The biggest portal of the year is always the year portal. So this year would be the 666 portal, and 666 is a divine creation code. It's not dark, and it's not what the lower energies would like you to know. They take the good things and make them their own so that you'll be scared of them, like Friday the 15th, Friday the 13th, or women gathering on a Friday the 13th. Like, oh my gosh, that's the Venus day. Friday is always the Venus day, and 13 is the divine feminine. So of course they don't want you gathering on the divine feminine day with the Venusian energy and having that power. So they make it scary, but it's not. And so all these codes are getting reclaimed again by the light. And so, but because of what happened in February, and then that battle of light that happened in March, people were still a little wounded and a little recovering and integrating that 666 and what was the golden pyramid that was going to activate on that day. It wasn't ready. And the golden physical structures and the original sun is coming back. The sun in the sky right now is a little bit co-opted. Everything is kind of a little bit co-opted because the other side has been here for 25,000 years. They infiltrated everything. They infiltrated Atlantis. They infiltrated all the religions of this world, all the governments. It's happened, yes. And now we're reclaiming it back. And so if you wonder why the governments never really do what you want, is they're always kind of serving someone else. Well, they were serving a different master. And so now the people are rising, and people are owning their power again. And so as the 666 portal, not much happened on that day. It's now moving into 88, and what we're going to be physically gridding and activating is like next level. And so this is like the golden light at the end of the tunnel of what we've kind of been going through this year. And I don't know if you can resonate and if it's been a little bit of a challenge for you, but what I hear, people are there's still some things coming up now. And so I really just wanted to share that we're coming out of that, and that to join with your community. If something comes up, make a call, reach out, say, I need a little bit of support. Go within, as Mary Magdalene always shares, is when there's pain or trauma, is not to bypass it and not to have someone say, oh, me too, and let me tell you my story so I can make you feel and soothe it, like a child who's crying, you want to soothe it. No, you have to feel it, because when you feel the pain and you let the pain run through you, it moves on and it's done its job. It had a job to do, and it can move on when you feel it, and it moves on forever. And so that is so important in a dark night of the soul, or these really difficult times that I've gone through too this year, is to truly feel it, not reach for an outside medicine or something that's going to let you bypass it, but to feel it. And when you feel it, it's actually not so scary. The most scary thing that you could never, like, you tap dance around it forever, like you just don't want to deal. If you can go in and it washes over you and I let it run out, there's a new process that came through in one of our last trainings called the Divine Source Process. And it is from the Ma'at temple, a Ma'at ceremony of ancient Egypt. At the high times, they would all do this ceremony, but there was a new additions added because we're in a new frequency. And so we had the Father Ra had new codes come in so that we would move into a divine trinity. And then you open this healing process. And it's by feeling what triggers you and owning it. And then you change it and you say the opposite and you kind of test it. And as you let this run through you, it opens and it moves on forever. And that it's just the ancient teachings that there's no way through, no way out but through. And it's not so hard and not so scary, but it's also nice being with community. And as we move into these incredible times, because it's all light, it's like where we're going, it's all light. But I just wanted to share that if you're going through anything right now, you're not alone. And when the energies get intense, other sides, when it gets light, the dark, dark. So just know that if it happens, just to reach out. And was scared of Lionsgate, thought it was Babylon related. No, it's not. Babylon, and that is, you're right, Babylon is not of the light as much. They were, it's with the Anunnaki, and, a lot of what was in Babylon was co-opted. And so you want to be really careful. But you have to look at someone's track record if you're going to go into any gathering or you're going to go into a new mentorship or a new event. Is look at their track record and look at their message, and their energy has kind of stayed consistent, and they have a really nice following, and it stays true. They're not like jumping from reincarnation to planetary, like they're not all over the place. And some people do have all that knowledge, but what I've noticed is the ones that have this really nice vein, like maybe they're a teller of Atlantis, like they lived in Atlantis, they can tell you about Atlantis, and that goes with that. And then all of a sudden they start telling you about the creation of the planets and the galaxy. Well, when I've watched some of these folks, they're not right. It's a lot that's wrong. And because they're reaching and they're not in their vein, some of us do have that ability to talk about it all. And some have a really great vein of talent. And you have to be really careful. And so, 8-8 Lionsgate is a literal cosmic alignment. And anytime there's two numbers, even though it's Galactic New Year or Gregorian, we're in an 8-8, and there's a consensus and a agreement that is a day when codes will come in, and it's of the light. And yet you want to be in a protected space, and you want to clear, and you can have some sage, or you can call in the archangels and call in your tribe and your angels and your guides and the ascended masters and your councils of light and your whole team. It's time to call in the team. And the Mary Magdalene always shares is ask for help. We'll honor your free will, so ask for help. And so, with this Sirius Stargate cresting on August 8th, Monday, 2022, we're going to be in ceremony. We're going to be opening the new Golden Temple of Light for the new Golden World. It's a physical structure. It is physically here. I have trekked to portals of waterfalls that I was guided to that are the doorways. And I had to do it alone. I had to do it in secret. And I had to do it in places that are even not open so much to the public. They're not sites. They're not like a parking lot and you go in. I had to go through jungle, and I had beautiful local dogs that would walk with me, and they would literally, when the trail ended, they would go through the brush, and they're looking back like, "Hey, why are you stopping? We're going." Like they knew the trail, and then I would run into another dead end, and then just someone would pop out on a horse and riding, and I'd ask them, and they go, "Oh yeah, you go this way." It was so divinely guided, and it was not for anyone but who needed to be there, which was me at the time. And so and I'm going to be sharing, I took videos of the transmissions while I was on these sacred waterfall sites and these portals and these doorways to this golden temple that is opening. And this golden temple is the new source of energy for the new golden world. So anytime there's a civilization, the codes are held in the temple. They're held by the wise women and men, the priests and priestesses of light, of Atlantis or Lemuria or Peru or Egypt. And in high times, there is no disturbance and there is no lower and higher frequencies. And as we're moving into these higher frequencies, we are opening the new highest codes. And it's for all humanity to move into their highest codes. But it's calling in the golden priest and priestesses first to hold the codes. They are the code holders. And so the Lionsgate is a call to the golden priest and priestesses that are hearing this, that are feeling this, to come and return to the temple, that the new golden temple of light on earth is opening. It is so gigantic on the top of a plateau. And it is held by the royal lineages of the Lemurian islands, of Source, of the Golden Sun tribe, Ra, Isis, Sekhmet, the golden beings that created this galaxy. And so it's all returning again, the golden structures. And so it's coming in, and we're going to be activating this on 8-8 Lionsgate. And we're going to be in the temple together in sacred community. And I will be sharing these sacred transmissions and these videos so you can see the gridding that happened, and then how that is now opening this, and how you're feeling this. And so I see so much of this opening for us. And so as we walk through Lionsgate, and then we're going to move into this new golden age, and a lot is going to be this explosion happening within you. And as you're finding these new masteries and new timelines and new experiences and new people coming into you, you might be called to travel, move somewhere, a new talent comes in. As you move into your highest timeline by being in these activated containers of light, opening your codes, you can open them faster and more powerfully when you're in groups and gatherings. What they've shown me is only when we come together and gather will the highest codes come in. It will be in the future no longer where, oh yeah, I sat and I downloaded, or yeah, I brought it in. That's more Piscean. It's more you're sitting and doing it by yourself. It's going to be down, I would say, starting in 2024, 2025 is really, this year is the clearing year. You are clearing your old patterns. The planet is clearing the darkness and the servers of the darkness. And it's just taken some, if beings and an energy and a community has been here for 25,000 years, they're entrenched and they are not giving up easily. And so they're going to do everything they can, aren't they? Like a cornered rat right in the corner. And so as they're being, this year is the year of all of that. And so it's all one. So as that's being removed, you're removing, any enslavement codes or any entities or any implants, clearing them all, just asking source, clear it all. And in a nanosecond, you can move through it. It's that fast now. It's just opening yourself and asking that. And so I invite you to join us for the Lionsgate. I invite you to connect with us in the community of light at lightpriestesstemple.com and walk with us, because we're calling in the leaders, the way showers, and the initiators of the new golden age. And this is the time for us now. And in the Sirius Stargate, it's just expanding the energy and the light. And so I send you so much love as I'm coming to you from Lemuria. And as we're ready to open this together, and with your yes, and standing together in sacred ceremony and in sacred energy, we activate these codes together. And only by coming together do we activate this. I can't do this by myself. I can open it and I can prepare it, but the activation has to be a collective yes. And the more that we can have come together, the larger the amplification by a million. And so that is what I envision, is that we have so many beloveds that I can't even see. Like I look out and I just see beloveds till the horizon line, because we are so connected and we are so ready for this new golden age to start. And we are a no to all that is lower distraction and disturbance. And we band together and we hold our light and we open our golden hearts, creating that golden coherent cart field. Because as we envision it with our heart and our mind, we merge the sacred feminine, the sacred divine masculine together, creating that sacred union, that divine union, the foundation of the new golden age. Is your heart center, is your inner union, your sacred divine and union. And as we have that foundation, then we move higher into the new golden age of light. And this is what is here now. And this is the update that's coming in, is that this is now here and it's activating on 8/8 portal. And we will be in ceremony, and I hope you will join us. And all that we've gone through has made us stronger, and also has shown us how we need to come together and be in community and be together. And so I send you so much love and so much energy that's coming through. And the Ankh, the symbol of life from ancient Egypt, and it's also is the head and the arms with the heart, and also can be looked at as the vaginal canal and the womb, the golden illumination. And so much is coming in for you and calling you to remember again, and to remember your codes, and to remember who you really are, because that is what is going to open the new golden age on earth. Not just me talking on a video or hoping and wishing. It's actually coming together and standing in the light and being a yes to who you are and what you want this new earth to be, and what your vision is, and what your heart is calling for, and your soul, and why you came here, and your destiny. And our destiny together is activated. And so join us. And I send you so much love. And I'm Jennifer Shara. Activate your highest codes. Much love.